What is going on, YouTube people? Today, double video day. I have a feeling it's going to be a little bit of a wild week. I think the red alert thumbnail is going to get a little overtime pay this week. I have a sneaking suspicion it'll be getting used again towards the end of the week. Today, though, Fanatics Collect. For those that don't remember, this is the complete rebrand of PWCC. This was rumored a few months ago, did a video on it. They officially announced it about a month ago. And the end goal, and Ruben even talked about it at the Sloan conference, hinted at it anyway. We are now 1 week before the National. That was kind of their promised date, and PWCC is officially dead. It is no more. It is now Fanatics Collect. I am on air quote PWCC's website, and I was able to get logged in. My one card that I had in my PWCC vault showed up, no problem. Just a random Manny Ramirez Leaf refractor and a PSA 8 or 9 or something that I bought like years ago and kind of forgot about. So this is kind of step one of what they have planned. I read a Collect article, and this has kind of been floating around a few other different places. As of right now, it is a fixed marketplace, and then the weekly and premier auctions, kind of like it was before. They have shaken up selling fees, and I'm not super familiar with PWCC selling fees or their old fees because I never sold on it, but we'll talk about it. They are very aggressive for low end, actually. Which is a little surprising. But they are very, very competitive for low-end cards. There is a little interesting asterisk on it that we're going to talk about that I found intriguing, to say the least. That'll probably be a little bit of a spicy one. But this is step one. Step two, well, I don't know the order of the steps, but eventually I would not be surprised if Fanatics Live got rolled into this, if maybe Topps gets rolled into this. There's rumors they want to be able to offer trading. So essentially like their version of Veriswap. Obviously, I don't know how it would work or how fees would work and how they would monetize it. But it sounds like they want something along those lines as well. This is essentially going to be your one-stop shopping place. At least that is what they hope. You know, we have talked about this for years. Fanatics wants you in that ecosystem and wants to keep you in that ecosystem. The Collect article also mentioned partnerships with multiple grading companies. It listed all four, PSA, BGS, SGC, and CGC. So it looks like you'll be able to grade with all four, at least for now, which is intriguing as well. You know, that was one of the things everyone was wondering was, you know, what would it look like for grading partnerships? Would they limit it to just a couple? Would they include PSA? Would they not include PSA? As of right now, it looks like PSA is included, at least according to that article. So we'll have to see how all that situation plays out. So this is not the, you know, final form of this. There is still going to be a lot of steps to go. They're talking about collection management, and as we've been talking for a year plus now, this is Fanatics on one side and one corner, eBay, PSA, and everybody, you know, all the other companies that are linked up together there, ComC in the other corner, and then everybody else kind of caught in the middle, kind of just leeching off of the other ones and grabbing any scraps that they can get their hands on. But that is kind of really where we are heading, is a Fanatics versus might be too strong of a word, but Fanatics on one side and the eBay / Collectors Universe group on the other side, with Collectors kind of cheating. They're cheating on eBay a little bit. You know, they're having some ties with Fanatics for some stuff, but when you're the number one grading company, those are the sorts of things that you can pull off. Let's talk about seller fees really quickly, because there is some interesting things to note on this. We'll start with the auctions first. This is the weekly and premier auctions. There essentially are no seller fees, but there is a buying fee. There is a buyer's premium that is paid, and you can actually earn over slot. You can see here they have the pricing breakdowns depending on what your item sells for, the percentage of hammer you get, and the bonus you get if it goes into one of these certain amounts. And then, here is the total commission that you would earn. And then there's a 20% buyer's premium on the hammer price. So on Fanatics Collect, on auctions, the buyer is paying for it. So basically there is no air quote selling cost. Now, does the 20% buyer's premium make the item sell for less? There's all those sorts of interesting little things that come into this. And I've never sat down and done a big deep dive on it. I rarely bought on PWCC. I never sold on PWCC. I don't know if that will change with Fanatics Marketplace. I'll blindly guess that now that it is under the Fanatics umbrella completely, that I will probably use the platform more, because I have a sneaking suspicion with the Fanatics marketing fully behind it now and all the integrations that it's going to have, it's probably going to be pretty hard not to. So I think getting in and getting used to it is probably good now, because there's probably going to be cards popping up on there that I am going to be interested in. Now, the interesting side of things is the fixed price marketplace. Say that 5 times fast. This one, so on $120 and up, you are looking at very close to eBay fees. We have 13.5% for $120 to $1,200. $1,200 and up is 12%, and then when you get 6K and above, you get a little bit of a price break up to super huge items. The interesting one is this. $119, so $120 and under, is a 6% seller fee. That is very aggressive. And there's no buyer's premium on this. This is just a seller's fee, so this is like eBay. But 6% on low end is very, very interesting. Now, here's where things get a little intriguing. Notice the one sentence right below the chart with the seller's fees, right here. Right here. A 15% seller's fee will be applied to listings of less than $120 that are priced 20% over market value or more. So they're basically penalizing you for listing things way over value. At least on the low end. On the low end only, they are doing this. So it sounds like they really want to, they want 6% seller fees is very aggressive. That is very appealing to sell at 6% seller fees, especially on lower end stuff. 2, they are kind of forcing you to price to market. Now, some people will like that, some people won't. But what I think what they're doing is they're trying to make the marketplace more inviting for buyers. They don't want a buyer or a new buyer to log onto that platform and look around and be like, oh, here's a $50 card. They have it listed for $150. This is stupid. Screw this platform, is my guess what they're doing. And I'm assuming they probably have data or analytics that back up that this is probably the most cards that transact are in this range. And they want to try to capture that market. And listen, you may never want to use Fanatics Collect, and that is perfectly fine. But the fact that a legit competitor, this is Fanatics, they are a legit competitor to eBay. They have the money and the power to at least make eBay pause and go, The fact that they're pushing a 6% seller fee for lower end items maybe will at least help keep eBay a little honest. And that is really what we need right now in the marketplace. On the grading side, strictly card grading, we have competition that keeps everybody in check to a degree. Obviously, PSA is the dominant force, but SGC kept them in check to the point where they bought them. Beckett and CGC, though not huge players like PSA, do help keep them in check a little bit. They can't run completely rampant. On the platform side, the selling platform side, there has never there's a lot of competition, but eBay is such a massive powerhouse that the other ones can't keep them honest. Fanatics is going to throw marketing and money behind this thing. They might actually be able to keep eBay in line a little bit and help force them to keep advancing and be more aggressive on sellers' fees and things like that. So even though you might never plan to use Fanatics Collect, it is in your best interest if you sell on eBay for Fanatics Collect to perform well, because that's going to force eBay to better their product. Now, on the card side of things, the manufacturer side of things, we are basically stuck in a one-party system with exclusives. So there's really no getting around that one. But I am at least intrigued and will probably, at minimum, start checking in on here a little bit more often, because I think this platform is going to continue to grow and the use case for it is going to continue to grow along with it. So that's kind of where we currently sit right now. When you need to update, if you already have the PWCC app installed, you will need to do an update on iOS or Android. If you just go to the website, it's going to fire straight up. But pour one out tonight for PWCC as they no longer formally exist. Welcome to Fanatics and the New World Order. That's all I got. Catch you boys and girls on the next one. Peace.